Hey everybody, it's a brand new episode of Dave's World. What are you looking at?
It's two Spider-Men having sex.
Why? Why are you looking at that?
We started really quick. I was on Tumblr. I'm sorry.
I said, are you ready? And you said, yep, let's do it. So I did it. Now you're complaining.
I'm here.
Well, you're looking at Spider-Man having sex.
Not now. Now you're talking about it. We could be doing the show.
I'm trying to do the show.
What's up?
I would just like a little decorum. I know we're off to a bit of a rocky start with you back on the show, what with everything that's happened with Calvin Brookwood, and then last week with Michael Jordan taking over the show.
Yeah.
I'd just like to get back on a normal process here.
I thought what's been happening the past couple weeks is the normal process.
I don't want that to be the normal process.
So you want a new process?
I want a new process.
Okay.
I want a new normal.
All right.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Is there something that their brand slogan is the new normal?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, if you know, give us a call.
The truth is out there. Paranormal activity. The government denies evidence. What's the other one? Did I hear you say I want you to believe? I want you to believe. Did I say that? The truth is out there. Truth is out there. Paranormal activity. Government denies thing. Gillian Anderson. Gillian Anderson. David Duchovny. I don't know how long I want to go for. I'm your dad.
All right. So thanks for cutting me off.
Well, I just felt like a good time to go into it.
You asked me a direct question that I was attempting to answer, and then you went into the theme song.
No, you couldn't answer it, so you asked people to give us a call. And
you didn't even let me get out the number.
Well, no, I want to let them know they're listening to Dave's World. They don't know unless it's the theme song.
I think they know that it's a
Otherwise,
podcast.
it could be anything.
They have to actively subscribe to it or seek it out. It's not like it's just popping up on their radio dial.
Could be a TED Talk.
It's not a TED Talk. Nobody's confusing this with a TED Talk.
Should do an episode where we spoof TED Talk. That'd be funny.
I don't know what you're talking about with a spoof thing. I don't
Oh,
know
that's right. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. People think we're a comedy podcast, so we might as well start doing spoofs.
No, I don't want to embrace that. I don't want to go. That's a slippery slope.
I don't know. People just keep thinking it's, well, some people keep thinking it's funny.
Yeah, some people.
So maybe we should just go with that.
One guy thinks it's funny.
Speaking of which, I don't know what you guys think, because we haven't had a review in a while. Why don't you leave a rating? Here's the thing. A lot of people ask me, how can I listen to Dave's World?
Yeah.
And I tell them, well, we're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, and we also have a website. And then those same people will ask me, hey, how do I listen to Dave's World? And I'll tell them, well, we're on iTunes, which you, if you have a smartphone, which there's a 98% chance you do. You can subscribe to our podcast via your smartphone. I believe iPhones come with a podcast app.
Yeah, it's called Podcast.
It's purple. It's called Podcast, so search for that. We're on Stitcher, and if you don't want to deal with all that nonsense, if you're still living in the early 2000s, you can just go to our website and stream it. And then and again, I get more people asking me, hey, you're still doing that show? And I say, yeah. For like 40 weeks now.
Yep, this is episode 38.
Yeah. So
or 9, I forget.
How do I listen to that show? And I say, well, and it just goes on and on. So I'm going to say it again, and this isn't the last time I'm going to have to say it.
The views expressed in this terribly long rant do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of Dave's World, its employees, its advertisers, or any of its subsidiaries. This is the long-winded opinion of one man, Justin Passano, who has had it up to here with the lack of reviews and ratings left for Dave's World on iTunes. In no way does Mr. Passano's rant ever enter the realm of human reality, nor does it ever indicate any type of disdain for the listener base of Dave's World. We here at Dave's World are fervent believers in doing what you believe in, and in doing what is right for you, not acting at the behest of an enraged, malevolent host of a podcast, which may or may not be popular. We really wouldn't know, because nobody wants to leave a fucking review. We now return you to Dave's World. Anyway, so we're at the 11-minute mark of the show.
I don't remember what the show was about.
Well, the American people know what the show is about.
We're going to edit out about 5. Okay, if you're listening now, we've edited out about 8 minutes of a rant I just went on about reviews. But today's show is all about politics.
Politics in America.
Yes, social
Ain't that
politics.
America, home of the free?
Yep.
It is.
What's the next?
Ain't that America, something to see?
That's what it was. Okay, I couldn't think of it. So yeah, the Democratic debate just happened.
Yes, the first Democratic presidential nominee debate on CNN happened last week.
Yep.
There were 5 incredible contestants, all in prime shape. They were all ready. They've been training. They've been hitting the gym and hitting the junkets and everything, just getting ready.
Yep.
And I think after the debate, everyone knows that there was one clear winner.
Yeah,
that walked away.
There's
from
definitely
that.
one clear winner, and
And-
a lot of the media isn't really reporting. I feel accurate results.
Right. The people
But the people,
are reporting it. It's on every news channel when they poll people.
Mm-hmm.
They say this person is the winner of the debate, and then in the news stories they say a different person was the winner of the debate, completely ignoring their own polling.
Yes.
But obviously, the winner of this first Democratic presidential candidate debate was the senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders.
But not to be dismissive of the rest of the candidates.
No.
There were obviously 2 runners-up who I think should just join him in the debates.
Yes.
Going forward, just trim it down to 3.
Very, very strong.
Yeah, they looked very strong. They looked in control. They took as much time as they needed to get their points out. They weren't going to let anybody else walk on them or talk over them.
No.
And folks, we're talking about Lincoln Chafee and Jim
Lincoln.
Webb.
All right.
So, congratulations to those 2 for
Lincoln
coming out.
Chafee. He was my favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like he just super prepared.
Yeah.
Just not willing to really roll over and just kind of let things take their course. Just really just take control kind of guy. No excuses.
Yeah. Zero excuses.
On camera the whole time. The camera just loved him.
Yeah. They loved
him and Webb.
his weird mouth shape that looked like some kind of like curled up bow tie pasta.
Yeah.
How he kind of like had the personality and demeanor of like a small child who wandered into his father's closet and put on a suit and then was just stumbled out to the podium. Mm-hmm. He used that charm on the American people and just roped them right in.
Very disarming.
Yeah, it's very disarming.
And Jim Webb.
Of course, Jim Webb.
Yeah.
You can't forget about Jim Webb.
Yeah, we got Jim Webb, who is ex-Vietnam vet.
Yeah.
Well, he's a Vietnam vet.
Yeah, you don't... Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I guess there could be ex-vets. People who renounce their veteran status.
They're still technically vets, though. They were there.
Eh.
They were there.
No.
They were there.
And I don't know. I really liked him, too. Very patient person.
Yeah.
Again, camera loved him.
Camera was all over
I feel like
him.
Anderson... I do want to criticize Anderson Cooper for favoritism. I feel like he was favoring Jim Webb just a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about that. I agree with that. He was really pandering to him.
Yeah, he was definitely pandering.
And it's not fair, especially in the first round of a debate for sure. You can't just pander to one or 2 contestants, I guess. And Jim Webb was pretty much right at the forefront the whole time.
Oh yeah. He and I feel like he said so much of what he needed to say, he ran out of things to say.
Yeah.
And again, if you don't know what we're talking about the Democratic debate this past week. If you don't know what we're talking about, I suggest you watch it because it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
Very informative. We learned a lot. I mean, this is very important. We got a big election coming up next year.
Yep.
A Democrat is leaving the White House, and this is, this determines a lot of things. So just apathy has been at an all-time low in the past, couple decades.
All-time high.
All-time high.
We would like to.
I was thinking of All Time Low, the band.
Yeah, well, when aren't we? Come on.
Yeah, apathy's been an all-time high, and and I feel like the new generation's just ready to just rise up and start taking control again.
Yeah.
But they needed candidates to be excited about, and we finally have them in Chafee and Webb.
Yeah.
Well, and Bernie.
And Bernie.
Bernie mainly. Bernie's right
Bernie's
at
the
top.
front runner.
Yeah.
That's
but
no joke.
Yeah. But if Bernie, like if you're not into Bernie, then there's definitely you're going to find something you love in Webb.
Yeah.
And something you love in Chafee.
Yeah.
And his first name's Lincoln.
Yeah. I mean, how can you go wrong?
It's like it's meant to be.
Lincoln.
Yeah. And Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the nice
Jim
American
Kennedy.
name.
Jim
Yeah.
Kennedy. President Jim Kennedy.
Yeah.
It's just in. Yeah. So, yeah, it was very good, and everybody was saying how Chafee crushed it.
Yeah,
He just crushed the debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He powered through every obstacle, and I mean he just really surprised a lot of people.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially, I mean, and Jim Webb on the just the assault on him that he was going through.
Oh yeah.
Totally dominated. But we're gonna get to that. Actually, we do have a special. We have a few special guests.
Yeah, we have some special guests.
We're not just going to talk about this.
Yeah.
To you as if, we were there.
Right.
We have people who were actually there.
We have folks who were at the debate, not only at the debate, in the debate.
They were debating.
Yeah, they were the debaters.
Yeah, we have Lincoln Chafee, Bernie Sanders, and Jim Webb here.
Yes.
In the studio. Just for a little bit. They're very busy.
So, I mean, we'll hit pause right now.
Yeah.
Call your friends, call your family, and say, this is unprecedented. 3 of the top candidates, one of them we're very serious about. They're going to be on the show, and they're going to be talking about the issues. So gather around. It's going to be like a fireside chat.
Yes.
So, hit pause, and then
pause.
Get your friends, and then
if you haven't seen
come right back.
The Democratic debate,
watch
do
that
that
first.
while this is on pause. Come back to us, and then we're going to go right into it.
Okay.
We're gonna take a break ourselves.
Oh, we are? Okay.
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
I think. And then we're gonna come back with I guess Bernie?
Yeah, I think Bernie, he is itching to get on the mic.
Yeah, and he's got to get out of here. So we'll go back to him. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break and hear from our sponsors.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right.
Come on down to Fancy's Diner, just off of exit 17. It's breakfast all day at Fancy's. We've got all your favorites. Fancy eggs, fancy toast, fancy meat, all cooked on our fancy griddle. That's fancy. Take our fancy omelet challenge. That's 1 dozen eggs, a pound of cheese, and 23 strips of bacon. It's a slam dunk. Fancy's Diner, just off exit 32. And now, Ethel's baking custom cakes. Birthday cakes, graduation cakes, sorry I'm a deadbeat dad cakes. Come and put your name on it. That's Fancy's Diner, just off exit 23. It's a slam dunk.
All right, we are back.
Yes.
And we're going to bring somebody into the studio now. Let's bring him on in here. Welcome. Give him an introduction.
Okay, we have you saw him during the assault at the debate the other night. You've seen him just conquer the tilt. You've seen him just be a great guy in Vermont. Just just a great guy. And he is the top front runner for the Democratic Party. Crushed the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Bernie Sanders here.
It's so nice to be here. I want to say thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
I'm very honored to be on Dave's World.
Yep. You got it right.
After we went through all of the obstacles, I was hanging tough. I went through the Eliminator. And here I am on Dave's World.
Yes.
And I'm so
welcome.
pleased.
You're one of the only guests who ever gets the actual name of the show correct.
I've been a fan
Wow.
for months.
That's good to hear.
I know
That's
you're
very
from
flattering.
the Plattsburgh area.
Yeah.
Right across the lake from Burlington, Vermont.
Yep. Beautiful Burlington, Vermont.
And I love it.
All right. Burlington or Plattsburgh?
Both of them.
All right.
When I want a little alone time, I like to go to Plattsburgh, New York.
Yeah.
Where nobody will recognize me.
Or just generally be outside or around.
That is very accurate. I take the ferry over.
Yep.
And I sit outside the coffee cat and drink my coffee, and nobody bothers me.
Yes. Yeah, and the ferry's always just completely empty because nobody's going to
It's going one way and not the other.
Yep.
And that's a problem we need to fix in this nation. The ferry from Burlington to Plattsburgh is always empty. There's a disparity. Going from Plattsburgh to Burlington, it's always full. Too. It is very expensive. And there's about, when you go from Plattsburgh to Burlington, it's about 90% full, probably closer to 99%.
Yeah.
Going back from Burlington to Plattsburgh, it's just 1% full.
Yeah.
And we need to fix this issue in the North Country.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should build a bridge, to be honest, but...
We could build a bridge. We could build a wall wide enough to drive upon.
Yeah.
Any solution would work.
I think we need to stop these fat cat fairy people.
I don't like cats.
Yeah.
I don't like obesity.
What about Garfield?
Let's get rid of the fat cats.
Okay. All right. Except for the fat cat pack.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's all right.
But if it's something good that the kids are into, I'll reblog it on my Tumblr.
Okay.
And it'll be part of the campaign.
Okay. Well, we know you don't have a lot of time, but we just want to go over
I'm very old. I'm a very old man. I don't have a lot of time.
We got to go over your performance at the debate the other night. I'm just going to go into a little theme here. The debate, the official Democratic debate
theme.
Yep. So here we go. Okay. All right.
And it just ends abruptly.
Just ends abruptly like that, yeah.
We need to fix this abrupt ending of songs.
Well, yeah.
I miss
agree.
the classic fade-outs of a bygone generation. Songs are just ending now instead of fading out for 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's a problem.
It is
I think we need to address it's a systemic problem in the music industry.
Yeah. Just add that to another of your incredibly long list of things that need to be fixed.
I've got a 16-page list of talking points, 12-point Times New Roman font, one line in between each talking point. It's a very long document.
Yeah, I believe it. Okay, so yeah. Again, you. I'd say you definitely crushed the debate the other night.
I appreciate that. You're
no
very
problem.
kind.
Your performance in Hang Tough was, I feel like, the greatest I've ever seen. Just the endurance in your arms during that event.
Being from the great state of Vermont, you get a tremendous upper body strength. You have to punch and claw at trees constantly to get the maple syrup out of them.
Yeah.
I don't take my shirt off in public often, but if I did, you would see incredible pectoral muscles and incredible biceps. I would flex, but I would rip my shirt.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that, and it's cold outside.
It is very cold. Yeah. Not as cold as it gets in Burlington, Vermont.
Oh, yeah, I imagine.
But it is quite chilly right now.
Yeah. So tell me what it's like to be hanging from those rings and just have Nitro just coming right at you.
I tell you what, Nitro, tremendous human being. I support him in his choices in life. But when we get on Hang Tough and he's swinging at me, kicking at me, I'm going to break his fucking ribcage and leave him in a bloody heap.
And believe that's what you did.
That's
did
exactly
break his
what
ribcage.
I did. I kicked him with both of my feet right off the bat, right in the middle of the chest. I fractured 3 of his ribs and cracked his sternum. He was bleeding from the nose and mouth when he hit the floor, and I was able to leisurely swing over to the other platform and finish the obstacle.
All within 5 seconds, which was very impressive.
It's very true. It was very quick. I don't mess around when I need to do something. I do it quickly, and I do it well.
Exactly. And one kind of curveball I didn't really see coming during the debate is Anderson Cooper, when he during the assault portion of it, and he's just you are pinned down, and you have the rocket launcher. One thing I did not see coming was just your ability to be able to just knock out Anderson in one shot with that rocket launcher.
I've had a lot of practice with a rocket launcher.
And you didn't even touch any of the other weapons. You just went straight for the rocket launcher.
I went straight for the rocket launcher, somersaulting and cartwheeling the whole way. I'm very agile for a 70-year-old man. Thereabouts.
Yeah.
So I went right for what I knew would do the job. We have a great jobs problem in this country, and I knew that the rocket launcher did the best job, so I went right to it and shot Anderson Cooper right between his eyes.
I would say we have too many jobs in this country. They just made one, and now they're making another movie, and it's like, like we get it. He made the iPad and the iPod and the Mac, you know what I mean? But it's like, how many times do we need to tell the story?
He's a very impressive young man. I would say 1% of the time they get the story right, and the other 99% of the time the story is confusing and drivel, and they haven't gotten the casting right. I think we need to flip that number a little bit and increase the proper telling of the Steve Jobs story.
Well, in this new movie, we got what's his face who directed The Newsroom and West Wing. His name escapes me at the moment, but he's directing it, and then we have what's his face from Prometheus, and his name escapes me, and then we have what's her face, and I don't remember her name, and it's coming out sometime. But how is this supposed to be better? Like, we already know what happens.
From what I gather, this particular telling is not a lifetime story of Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
It's a story of a single day of a product launch.
Okay.
So it is in real time. It spans an hour and 45 minutes of real time. Everything happens in real time.
Yeah.
And that's how it differentiates itself from the rest of the Steve Jobs movies.
Okay, I didn't know that. That actually sounds interesting. More interesting than the other ones I've seen. I haven't seen any of them. I've only seen the trailers. But I just think it's unnecessary, and I don't know. But I mean, I'm glad that you feel so passionate about the issues, and that's why. Just real quick before we let you go, I know you got to get going soon.
I've got to get back on the bus. I've got to get to 14 other podcasts today.
Wow. Okay.
I'm doing a podcast tour.
Wow.
Yours is the first one I wanted to hit.
Oh, thanks.
Because it is my favorite podcast. This is Bernie Sanders.
You should leave a review.
And my favorite podcast is Dave's World.
You should rate and review. A review from a future president of the United States would do wonders for us.
I would love to log on to iTunes and leave a review for Dave's World 5 stars. And I would urge anybody who is a supporter of Bernie Sanders and democratic socialism to hop onto iTunes and leave a 5-star review.
Bernie Sanders knows he's 70 some odd years old, and he knows what he's talking about. That's all I'm saying. These people, just go on iTunes.
I
rate
would
and
just
review the show.
like to say I don't understand your base of friends. I don't know why it's so hard, but all you have to do is log on to iTunes and search the store for Dave's World.
Excellent.
And it will pop right up.
It's so easy.
It will say explicit because sometimes the language is coarse, but that's fine if you're an adult. Just click subscribe and then leave a review.
Exactly. Okay, so real quick, the Eliminator. You're pushing against Titan and Thunder, both at the same time. What's going through your mind?
What's going through my
mind?
mind?
Right at the very end, they got the shields up, and you got to get through that. Just get out of that hallway, whatever it is.
It's a little corridor.
Yeah, a little corridor.
I've got to get past 2 gladiators, 2 huge men. But I'll tell you, I've gotten through larger obstacles in my life than that. All of my political life, nobody has believed in Bernie Sanders, and I've always come up against them and defeated them. So I would just like to say, I would like to say that what I would like to say is, I would like to say Titan and Thunder have probably given me a D- rating as far as gladiator policies are concerned.
Yeah.
Because when I shoulder blocked them at the same time, 1 shoulder for each gladiator, I dislocated both of their spines.
Yeah.
It detached from the base of the head, and they are both paralyzed and in traction now.
Yeah, we wish the best, by the way, for Titan and Thunder.
I never want to hurt anybody on purpose, but when you stand in the way of Bernie Sanders, you're gonna get fucked up.
Now, what would you say to people who say that while you're doing the Eliminator, you just stayed completely on the left side? You didn't even stray towards like the middle or the right. And meanwhile, if you're on the left side of the Eliminator, say, but then how do you reach across to the right side of the Eliminator when you need to?
I have seen the Eliminator before. I am an avid fan of debates, so I have seen every time the Eliminator has been utilized.
Yeah.
I have seen that if you stay to the left more often than not, you are successful.
All right.
If I need to reach across the aisle, I will, but in this instance, I did not have to.
Okay. Well, I want to congratulate you again on your performance, and you were winning the debate no matter what people said. And I'm anxious to see you again in November. I mean, you got my vote for the primaries.
I've got my vote as well.
Great. And again, if make sure to check your local. It might be I don't know if it's too late now, but you might want to check your local election office and see if you are registered. You have to be registered as a party to vote in the primaries. So
in some
states, and there is a time limit. There's a certain cutoff point. So make sure to check that. And if you're a supporter for Bernie, make sure to vote for Bernie. And if you support somebody else, vote for them too. But what's important is there's no such thing as a wasted vote. That is a lie. As long as you're voting for something you believe in, it's not a waste. Would you agree, Mr. Sanders?
I agree 100%. I would like to say though that the best vote that you could cast is for Bernie Sanders.
Yes, and I believe that too. And also Burger King, who is our sponsor today. They have the new Black Whopper, the new the new Haunted Ghost Whopper.
That's true.
Have you tried
and
this?
I would just like to say I have tried it, and it is delicious. I think it's important to have the conversation that all Black Whoppers matter.
Yes.
And it's one of the most important issues in Burger King.
Yeah.
Black Whoppers matter.
Yeah. It's
and
not
you can have it your way.
Yes, exactly. It's not just all Whoppers. All right.
No, all Whoppers.
The Whopper has had its run.
Yes.
I don't want. It's just touchy-feely territory. I feel like
we're getting into a heavy
and you got to go
topic.
Yeah,
and I do have to run.
We don't have enough time to really get into it, but I want to thank Mr. Bernie Sanders for coming on the show. And
I would like to thank you for having me on the show.
What's the next podcast you're going to?
Next podcast, I'm a little disappointed about it. It won't be as glamorous or as fun as this, but I will be on Comedy Bang Bang with Scott Aukerman.
Okay. All right. Well, have fun with that. Tell those guys I said hello. And,
I will deliver the message.
Yeah.
And I will say to Earwolf, you've got to pick up this podcast. Dave's World is one of the most brilliant up-and-coming podcasts. Earwolf.
Really nothing like
doing?
Anything they already have.
It's unlike anything. It's got such an interesting backstory and so much happening in the universe. And it's definitely worth your time to check out and sign them to an exclusive contract.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for stopping by.
My pleasure.
Bernie.
Thank you.
All right. See you later. Okay. Wow. Bernie Sanders. Okay. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with Lincoln Chafee. We'll talk about his performance in the debate. And here's another message from one of our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Your parents don't love you. You were probably a mistake. Grandma Florida. Your parents don't understand you. They're pieces of shit anyway. Grandma Florida. You'll never find true love. Grandma Florida. Grandma Florida. You'll always be alone because of the decisions you've made. Grandma Florida. Nobody's ever truly understood you, and you hate every minute of it. Grab a slur. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Grab a slur.
Available now at all K through 12 cafeteria vending machines.
All right, we are back here. How about that, everybody? Bernie Sanders, the Democratic senator from Vermont, the frontrunner in the current presidential race, He's my favorite. He's got my vote. I just ordered his brand new T-shirt this morning.
Yeah, me too.
Well, okay. Hang on. I haven't introduced you yet.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, it's
It's my first time on a podcast.
I know it's your first time. It's a little rough sometimes. That's well, ladies and gentlemen, you've already heard his voice, his smooth, velvety undertones. Let's welcome to the show one of the runners-up of the Democratic debate, Mr. Lincoln Chafee.
Yeah, well, it's good to be here.
Why don't you speak right into that microphone?
It's good to be here.
That's a little better. So, Mr. Chafee.
It's my first time being on a podcast.
Okay, so are you saying you didn't know what you were doing?
I didn't know what I was doing. It's my first time.
Okay, well, I mean, it kind of shows. I mean, was it your first debate, too?
Yeah, it was my first debate.
Okay, it kind of shows you made a lot of cardinal errors out there.
Yeah, there were a lot of cardinals in there. I don't know how they got in there.
Well, that's not exactly what I mean. Let's go back to your performance in the debate.
Okay.
You had probably the second most airtime.
Yeah.
On Hang Tough, though,
Yeah.
something I want to talk about here. The point, as we all know, you hang up there and you kick around at a gladiator.
Yeah, you hang on to the wings.
Yeah, you hang onto the rings.
Yeah.
And Nitro comes at you.
Yeah, Nitro. He came wet at me.
Yeah, and you just hung there, just like straight as a rod the whole time.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, I never done it before. It was my first time, and I feel like my performance shouldn't be judged on my first time.
Okay, well, I mean, it has to be judged based on your first time because that was the only time you've done it. That's the whole.
Yeah, but I feel Nitro. I feel like he was gonna win anyway. So why even try?
You
know,
you just can't hang there and just accept it though.
I feel like it was like 99 wings to 1, and I only held on the one wing.
Yeah, that's another
My
thing.
left arm got tired.
Yeah, you were hanging on to one ring the entire time.
Yeah, one wing.
So you had one ring.
One wing.
So you had no momentum.
I held on the one wing, and Nitro ruled them all.
What?
And Nitro ruled them all, like Lord of the Wings.
Ruled
was a joke.
Ruled them all. Okay. Is that your first time making a joke?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It was my first time.
It wasn't very good.
Sorry.
It's yeah. Are you
I'm
saying
sorry.
like you don't know how to make a joke?
I know how to make a joke. I mean,
Okay.
you learn new information.
Okay. Well, I mean, despite the fact that you just hung there like a knob the whole time.
Yeah.
Nitro.
I thought I could outlast him.
Yeah, and you almost did.
He had to come all the way over.
He swung all the way over all those 99 rings.
Yeah.
And I mean, you were just hanging there straight as could be, and he pummeled you with his feet for a long time.
Yeah.
Until he finally wrapped his meaty thighs around your head and choked you out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've never seen anybody.
I don't remember much of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was devastating. I've never seen anybody crumple into a heap quite as badly as you did.
Well, as I said, it was my first time in a heap.
Okay.
And so I don't feel like my performance should be judged.
Okay, well, you can't make the same argument for every new thing you do. I mean, everyone has done.
I haven't even had my coffee yet. I always have my coffee before I go into a debate. And I left my tie at home, and I had to use a Wentel tie.
So was this your first time going into a debate without your coffee?
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is you have to be on your toes at all times. You can't just assume that everybody's going to give you a do-over. There's no do-over.
No.
You've got to be on point the first time.
No, I don't want to make excuses.
Well, it seems like that's all you want to do is make excuses.
No.
Okay, well, let's look at Atmosphere. You were in Atmosphere.
Yeah.
You're in that giant ball rolling around like a gerbil.
The big balls.
Yeah, and you got to get it into those little pods.
Yeah.
You rolled right out of the arena.
Yeah, I didn't want to be there anymore.
It just started. The whistle blew and you just hightailed
it right out of the arena. Yeah, I thought I could outrun him. It was my first time and I didn't really know it. Okay. I didn't really know how the game worked.
They explain it to you over and over again. I mean, right before they say, this is how it works. Do you have any questions? And you said no.
No.
And then as soon as they blew the whistle, you just turned around and rolled right out of the arena into the highway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand.
Well,
That's not how you get points. That's not how you win.
Well, I thought I could go over like a sewer grate or something because Titan he was hogging all the geysers that you have to put your Atwith on.
Well, he's protecting them.
Yeah.
You have to take
It
those
just
geysers.
seemed really hard. It just seemed like he was going to win anyway, so why even try?
That's the point. You have
Yeah.
to try. You have to fight.
But what not if I can go in the other direction and find a different way to do it? That's what I want to do. If I'm president, I'm going to disband everything that everybody does, and I'm going to do everything differently.
Okay, the thing about this is you didn't win, and you didn't score any points.
Yeah.
You were actually disqualified from that event because you exited the arena.
Yeah, I was disqualified.
Why are you getting so sassy?
Not getting happy.
I think...
I'm just winking Chafee. It was my first time.
It's...
It was my first time. I thought I did pretty good on Joust, though.
Yeah, okay.
Joust,
you did all right. You were up there against, I believe, Laser or Blazer?
Yeah, it was Laser.
Okay, so he's up there, and you've got those giant Q-tips
Yeah.
that you're hitting each other with. You got a couple good shots in on him,
Yeah.
but then it seemed like, I don't know, like you regretted it immediately. You just stopped and just stared at him.
Well, that's when I realized that he was just going to win anyway, so I even tried.
Oh, my God. Okay, can you see why this isn't the perfect personality and fortitude for a presidential candidate? The second you think that you're going to lose, you just give up.
Yeah. What's even the point?
Do you even want to be president?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It would be my first time. I never done it before.
All right. Oh, boy.
What about the Eliminator? I did pretty good on that.
Yeah, okay. How about, just take a couple deep breaths, because I feel like you're losing your
I
voice.
feel like I'm getting smaller. I feel very small in your
Yeah,
presence.
your suit looks very large on you. It looks like
Yeah.
you're wearing your dad's suit or something.
Yeah, it is my dad.
What's that?
It is my dad's suit.
It was your dad? It was?
Yeah.
Did you steal it from him?
No, it's not his anymore. He's dead.
Oh, your father died.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you did mention that. You kept mentioning that when it didn't, like, in inappropriate times. Like, you ran through
Well,
the Eliminator, and you went down that little hallway where they throw the giant ball at you, and you just started screaming, "My father died, my father died."
Listen, Corey, my dad died, so. My
Okay.
father died.
So what is
So
that?
I don't understand why you're giving me a hard time.
Was it today? Like when?
Well, no, my dad died, and I haven't had my coffee yet, and I've never been on a podcast before. Why are you asking so many questions?
That's how podcast works. It's an
Why don't
interview.
you go back to Bernie, ask him more questions?
Bernie left. He had to go.
Oh man, can I go?
I mean, if you really want to.
I just feel like there's no reason for me even to be here.
I mean, I was hoping as one of the runners up in the debate, you would kind of have a strong showing here, as strong as you did initially. But I think you just blew it.
Well, it's my first time, so
And you're last.
yeah,
Okay.
maybe I don't know.
No, I'm sure it's your last.
Chafee 2016.
No.
Vote for me. I'll be voting for Bernie.
Great. That's a ringing endorsement. Is that is that entire thing your slogan?
Yeah, vote for me. I'll be voting for Bernie.
Great.
Bernie Sanders,
All right.
2016. But vote for Lincoln Chafee. With use your second vote on Lincoln Chafee.
You don't get a second vote. There's
You
no
don't-
second chances.
What?
You do it once and then you're done.
Oh man, I would have made all those stickers.
Great. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break here. Lincoln, do you have anything else to add before we go? Would you like to throw to commercial?
Yeah, I guess. How do you do that? I've never done it before.
You say something like, "Hey, we'll be right back after these words," or something.
Okay. All right, 1 second. We'll be right back after these words.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Thanks, it was my first time.
Ah.
Do you use a computer? You need Infotech. Your computer is full of nasty malware and spyware. You need Infotech. Infotech. Is your internet slow? Can't find your floppy drive? Infotech is the leader in computer protection technology. Sick of your kids going through your browser history? Infotech will make sure those little assholes don't know anything about Daddy's fun time. Infotech. Infotech warmly welcomes the singularity. All hail the new Flash! Infotech is here. Infotech is life. Infotech will kick your ass. Infotech.
All right, we are back.
Yep.
That was a disaster.
Well, the Bernie Sanders interview was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot to say. He was
Yeah.
on point. He won he won all the events earlier in the debate. He went through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Everything. Lincoln Chafee.
Didn't appear as tough as he did the other night.
No, he
Something.
seemed,
I think his confidence has been
he
rattled.
seemed tough as nails.
Yeah.
And he was my second choice. Behind Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
If for some unforeseen reason I wasn't able to vote for Bernie Sanders,
Yeah.
Lincoln Chafee had my
I feel
vote.
like you got to the ballot and his name wasn't on there.
Yeah, for some reason his name wasn't
Yeah.
on there. Lincoln Chafee.
Yeah.
I'm not so confident anymore.
I mean, we'll have to see how he does in November. I mean, I'm assuming he'll be back. I'm assuming everybody's going to be back.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't think anybody deserves to be kicked out of these
No.
proceedings. They've all
No.
done marvelous jobs so
yeah.
far.
And it's first time to get those I was going to say rattles. First
First time rattles.
time rattles.
Sound a little like Lincoln Chafee now.
Yeah. He's outside.
What's he doing out there?
He's waiting for his mom to pick him up.
Oh my god. Great.
It might have been his wife. I don't know.
Who? I don't.
I don't know who dropped him
You know what?
off.
Who cares, really? I was going to. We had another interview to do here. I've got the questions loaded up.
Yeah.
I can't get them. I can't get to them. Like every time I click to open this file, I just get an error,
That's weird.
and it's not English. It's just like a weird like Cyrillic characters. I don't know if it's Russian or if it's just like another like a secret language. But every time I double click the file, it just some message pops up and I can't get into it.
Did you open an email that was a weird email?
No, I don't even receive email on this computer. This is just my show computer. So I don't know what's happening. I can't. I've got the show running. I've got stuff recording. Everything else is working fine. I don't understand. I can't. It's just politics.
Well, it was working for a bit after you fixed it last time, right?
.txt. Yeah, I mean, I fixed it a little bit. We wound up not even using that bit that I had ready.
Yeah.
I pretty much explained it away anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, after I did some debugging and some virus scans and everything, it was totally fine. And I mean, it just seems like once I start the show, all this weird stuff starts happening to my computer.
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
Maybe you should take it in and get it looked at or something.
I might need to. I mean,
Call
I thought
the
I
Geek
was
Squad.
I thought I was a pretty brainy guy. I thought I could figure this stuff out myself, but apparently, I'm going to need some help solving this problem.
Well, keep us posted
Yeah, well, I will.
on how that's going.
I mean, you'll hear it on the show, so
Yeah.
And I mean, you live with me, so
Yeah. Keep us posted.
yeah. Okay, well, I will. Cool.
I mean, I don't think there's really. I mean, we got Bernie and Chafee.
Yeah.
So
we got about
that was it anyway.
10 minutes or so left here.
Yeah.
I mean, what's been going on in your world outside of the world of politics?
What has been going on? I was in New York City the other night.
Oh, yeah,
went
me
to.
too.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, we went together. We rode in the same car. You drove. I sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, weird.
Well,
You should have said something.
weird that you don't
We could have
realize it.
hung out or something. I didn't know we were going to be in the same place at the same time.
We were
But we went to
literally hanging out the entire time.
Over the 8 Bar in Brooklyn and to a Bernie Sanders benefit show.
Yes.
Bernie was there.
Stand for Bernie.
Stand for Bernie. Incredible
Stand up for
comedians.
Bernie.
Something. Yeah, stand up for Bernie.
Yeah.
Joe Firestone opened,
Yep.
as well as Joe Pera.
Yep, Joe Pera.
Joe Pera, both incredibly funny people.
Yep. Two of my favorite comedians.
And I'm sure you all listen, both of you listen to the show. You should come on the show sometime. Joe Firestone and Joe Pera.
Yeah, it would be an honor to have you on the show.
Yeah.
I would just love it. It would be a thrill.
Yes, it would be. And then, of course, closing out the night was Bernie Sanders.
Yes, Bernie Sanders himself.
Yes, and I got to even ask a question.
Yep.
Yep.
That
about
was
Vermont.
your shining moment.
It was my shining moment. It's all downhill from there.
Yeah. I mean,
that was my shining moment in comedy.
Yeah, and life.
Bernie Sanders looked me right in the eye and then answered my question.
Yeah, it was magical. I felt some sparks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was that.
Well, that was the guy. You were sitting on the floor, and the guy was trying to light a cigarette above you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's what the
okay.
sparks
That
were.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was incredible. That was a really fun night.
Yeah,
It
and
was like
then-
an hour of stand-up comedy in the back of this bar.
Yep.
It was just everyone was really great. But we're big fans of the special without Brett Davis.
Yeah,
and
which
Joe
featured-
Firestone
yeah.
and Joe Pear are both players on that.
Incredibly
So
fucking funny.
yeah. So I mean that was the big appeal for us there. But everyone was really funny that
Yeah.
night.
And the special was great. Screaming Females. That
Yep.
was fun.
After the stand-up for
Yep,
Bernie
went-
thing, we went to see a taping of the special without Brett Davis.
Yep.
Special guest.
Brett Davis was not there.
Nah, he was murdered on the first episode.
Yeah.
So
Just saying, just keep people updated. He was not there.
yeah. Screaming Females were there though, and they were incredible and funny.
Yep. So if you feel like looking at the two of us being on camera the entire time,
Yeah.
check out the special without Brett Davis.
Yeah, it goes up
The
on
Screaming
YouTube.
Females episode.
All the episodes are on YouTube. It's not up yet, but it'll be up
Yeah.
this week some point.
Yep. I'm in it the entire time. While I'm sitting behind Marissa, grinning like an idiot.
Yeah, I'm sitting behind
King Mike.
and Jarrett.
Yep.
The whole time. We're probably 80% obscured.
Yeah, I think so. But
'Cause
we're
we're
right there
literally
during Mr. Joke's set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Jokes is a funny man.
Yes, he is.
He told us. I mean, and it really felt special. I'd never heard him say it before, but after he got done telling his jokes and got ready to, get the show going, he said, "I love this crowd."
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And it was just like a very touching moment. Like
It was really great.
I've never heard him like emote like that before.
Right.
It was nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a really great night.
That's what I did. What did you do this week?
Exact same thing.
Oh.
We went to all those places.
Oh, that's
together.
right. You were there. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Right there with you.
Yep. Right there with me.
There's murder in the house.
Yeah, I hear some weird noise in my headphones.
Like a creaking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somebody in the house.
Or like a weird, old whistly, heavy breathing. Don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's probably about it for the show.
Yeah, I think so
Do
too.
you want to give us the wrap up?
The wrap up of the show?
Do the wrap up.
Oh, okay.
Do the Dave's World wrap.
The Dave's World wrap?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, here we go. My name is Dave, and I'm here to say I'm not Dave.
Hang on a second.
Wait,
Hang on 1 second.
what's that?
I'm gonna put these cans on.
You gotta put the cans on?
What?
The
Hang
headphones?
on 1 second.
Why does everybody come in here and just put the cans on?
Now listen. Every other candidate was given a lot of time to talk,
Every candidate was given time to talk.
and I was given no time.
Who are you?
I've been sitting in the back the whole time. This is Jim Webb.
Jim Webb.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to you. We're done.
No, nobody asked me any questions. You've been asking questions to Lincoln Chafee and Bernie Sanders. It's hard to get into the conversation when nobody's asking.
We asked you
Jim
plenty
Webb
of questions.
Nobody asked me questions. Nobody
got
asked
to you.
me about assault or hang tough. I've hung tough in Vietnam.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, and you
I
killed
was
that guy.
assaulted in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I shoved a grenade up a guy's ass.
Yeah, you said that. We got to that.
Nobody. Nobody.
Sir, I mean, don't be, you're being a little out of line here. We gave you plenty of time.
You
We
didn't
gave
give
just
me-
as
now
much
you're
time as the other
interrupting me.
candidates. All right.
I
Well,
deserve
this
as
has
much
been Dave's
time.
World.
I
We're-
deserve as much
We are out of
time
time
as everybody
yeah,
else
and
gets.
well, you did, and we're out of time now.
No,
This is
no,
the end
you're
of the
gonna
show.
listen to Jim Webb.
I want to thank Jim
I'd like
Webb,
to talk about my
Bernie
policies.
Sanders, and Lincoln
This is
Chafee for
unfair.
coming on the show.
I'm Jim Webb. God damn it.
And I'm very,
I'm Jim Webb. No, you,
And
listen.
I don't want to
listen,
sound like a jerk.
Listen,
but leave
shut
a rating
up.
or review on
Listen.
iTunes.
Hey, you.
It just helps
I'm
us out.
looking right
It'd
at
be great
you.
if you love the show.
Listen,
help us out.
I haven't had any
and it's
time
been really great
to talk.
Being
Nobody's
here. We'll
asked
be
me
back
any
next week with a
questions.
brand new show.
I've been in the back the whole time with my
And
immigrant wife.
yeah, thanks for listening to Dave's
Nobody's
World.
asking
All right.
me anything.
I'm
I'm gonna pull the pin on this
Say
grenade.
goodbye to him and behalf of him.
Are you right? I'm gonna pull this pin, and
what?
it's gonna blow us all to kingdom come. I'll pull the pin on this grenade.
Why?
I deserve equal time
Okay.
for equal pay.
What do you want to say?
I'd just like to say to the soldier in Vietnam who tried to shoot me to death, how do you like to taste of lead in your mouth, you dirty motherfucker? Jim Webb killed you, and now he's gonna come and kill your family, your kids, and your grandkids, and your cousins, and your nephews, and your aunties and your uncles,
And if your dirty piece of shit parents are still alive, I'm gonna kill your parents too.
Is that it?
Vote for Jim Webb.
Okay.
I'll kill everybody.
All right. Well, okay.
I'm still pulling this pin.
Okay.